Alright, part 3, the wiring. I'm going to try and explain this as best as possible. I might get some of the terminology wrong, but just bear with me. Still hella early in the morning, crack of dawn, and still yawning. Anyway, so we got your headlight here, the inverters, and a whole bunch of wires. Now, these wires here, connect to the positive battery terminal. And you can ground it anywhere that you feel would be safe. Now, here's what I want to explain. The instructions, I'm going to put links in the description and whatnot, but I figure make a video since nobody made one yet. The blue wires are going to be your high beam. Combine these two into one bullet. The white wires will be your low beam. Put them in one bullet. It's just how I did it because I like that I'll be able to, just up and disconnect it if I ever have to. So, combine these two, bam. Let's go on to the next one. Now, here's the one thing I want to show you. The piece on your harness that holds this bulb, you want to cut. Right here, it's this piece. The very piece that connects to this. Just cut that. You'll be left with the wire like this, and then you disconnect it from the factory harness. Just follow that wire, disconnect that. You've got these two wires. Now I forgot which one was the positive and which one was the negative, but what I am doing, I'm going to connect these two white wires to the positive wire on my switch back here. Connecting these two white wires to this red positive wire on the switch. Done. That's going to give you power, and if you don't want power, switch it off, vice versa. The negative, what I'm going to do with this, whichever one's the negative, what I'm going to do with this is connect the two black wires from the inverters to my negative switch or wire on the low beam harness. That way it takes care of the ground, and I can have less wires. Alright, I had to hook it up to, or at least temporarily connect them to try and make some sense out of this for you. So here's what I'm doing. I'm connecting I believe the white's the low. It should be the low. I could be mistaken, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to put the links and stuff in the description so I can make sure. But I'm going to connect the low beam positive wires. This is positive wire on a switch, and then the other cable from the switch gets connected to the positive wire on the factory harness. Now, one of these, I forgot which one's the negative and the positive. One of these generally would not be used, but the way that I'm doing it, I'm going to use one of these as the ground wire for my inverters here. These may have to be switched. Don't use this as an exact diagram, but follow your wires, make sure you figure out which one's positive and negative. I'll probably show you later. But so I'm going to use one of these to ground the wires for the inverters. And then the inverters get their power from this switch here, which I'm going to run a long, nice power wire to the battery and connect it with that guy there. The high beam wires, I'm going to put a butt connector, a female bullet connector on one of these, when I figure out which one's the positive, because the negative won't be used, just like that one. But I'm using a ground wire for the inverters. So I'm going to figure out which one is the positive wire and put a female bullet connector. Went to Radio Shack and had a ball looking for all this stuff. And we can start actually hooking it all up. These two pieces, they give you the little clip like this. So you could connect it. I'm going to connect them later once I make sure everything's wired the way that I want it to be wired. I get the switches located and all that good stuff. So let me get all this hooked up. Alright, show you where I got the battery, the wires ran. I put the seat on just to make sure I can get it down there before I proceed it any further. Get off. There. Positive, of course. I've got the fuses tucked under there and a negative grounded here. Alright, Actually, I changed it. Instead of grounding it there, I'm gonna ground it here in between the two pieces of metal. I just slit this wire so I can actually peel the ground wire back some more and have more flexibility with it. Got it ran behind this hose here, just in case I need to take it to the shop and I gotta do anything, or I gotta take tank off or whatever. Just one less precaution, one less thing to do later on. Alright, so remember I said one of these wasn't gonna be used on the high beam side? Had to identify the positive wire. So this is the piece that I disconnected it from. The white is the low beam, which is on this side. The black is the low beam. I'm just showing you an example. You peel that sleeve back, you see red, black, yellow, and black. So this red one's going to be the positive. So the piece that connects on the left side is going to be your positive. The one on the right is the negative. So this is the one that I'm going to ground the angel eyes to on this side. And the negative on this side isn't going to be used at all. Get it all hooked up. Let me show you. This is ugly as hell, alright? So remember, the two blue wires connect to the positive on the high beam. Two white wires are connected to the positive on a low beam. This wire here is for the HIDs, which won't come on until the bike is started, unless I have the switch off. This switch here for the halos, which comes on, bike on or off as long as it's got a positive and a ground. Now, I gotta hook these up real quick for the high beam shields to go up and down. Alright, got everything connected. There isn't a single wire that isn't connected to anything except for the negative on the high beam, which is where this guy, blue wire, here we go, yeah, right in my face. This was not connected to anything. And once I make sure everything works, I'm gonna just tape this off with some electrical tape or some duct tape, I don't know, just to make sure it doesn't hit anything in ground and mess something up. Other than that, everything is connected. Let's see, where's the... I'm gonna hate trying to wire all this up neatly. But the moment of truth. Oh, it's gonna be so loud with this pipe. Switch for the HIDs is right here. Alright, so we're still good on that. Off, no lights are on, the LEDs are on. Let's give it a start. You're in neutral? Yeah. No lights, hit the switch. Bam. Both lights are on. I just gotta even them out. Let's see what happens with the high beam. That's the factory switch. Oh shit, it's bright. Both sides. Alright, we are done. That's all that we needed. I can turn that off, it's loud. My mama trying to go to sleep. So now, to make it all look pretty. Oh, I didn't test the HID or the halos, but we know that they come on. Bam, bitches. So let me figure out a way to get this all wired up. I got 2 hours before I gotta go to work. So an hour before I gotta leave here and get going. I think I got the wires about where I want them. Let me start with the power source. Again, it's just tucked down in there. I got 3 positive wires going to the positive terminal. Again, what are those things called? Fuse. Fuse is tucked under here, under the tank holder. Ran the wires with the factory wire. I tried to, as close as I could, so that way it won't have any obstruction when I put the fairings back on. I've got everything tucked under here. These wires are back here in the back part of the headlight frame. I don't know if you can see back there or not. And then I got the the ballast is like right in front of it. And I made sure that I've got some steering clearance. Goes left to right without any obstruction. Also, another important thing to do is to make sure the headlight itself actually goes on Like you see, I got plenty of room back there, and here's where I'm going to mount the Angel Eye inverters. And the switches, I don't know where I want to put them yet. So you'll probably see that in the next video that I upload whenever I'm showing the lights to people. What the hell is this? Oh. Alright, so let me take that back off real quick. Maybe this will make a little more sense what I was saying earlier. This is your low beam side. Oh, I need to label which one's the positive. This one here, it's flipped around, but if it was upside right, this would be the left one. So that would be the positive. I'm gonna probably put some red shrink wrap on that, just so I can make that one identifiable as the positive. This was the negative. Again, the negative on this one, on the high beam side, is not used. Tape that up. And this is your positive wire. LEDs I got off the eBay for like the $3 or something. I don't know, but they bright and they work. So I'm gonna figure out where to mount these switches. Probably mount the switches right here. Saw somebody that had 3 switches like right in there. I ain't got a drill right now, so I'm gonna have to bring my dremel and do some work. But that's it. Oh yeah, I want to give a big shout out to everybody at the Kawasaki Ninja 300 forums. All the posts, every single post was helpful, even the ones that didn't make no sense. Everything was helpful. And big shout out to Brand7701 and Krispy Kreme. Quick replies to my messages because I was confused as heck. But everybody helped me out, so I couldn't thank y'all enough. I hope this video helps somebody out, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't trying to make it, you know, just for the fun of it. I'm just trying to keep somebody from having to go through the same struggle that I went through. Because I'm no electrician. And that stuff was confusing as hell looking at it. Once you get down to the nitty gritty of it, it's actually not that hard. That's why I wanted to show you just real quick, just to make sure. Big shout out to my mama and daddy for making such a smart ass kid. Shout out to my girlfriend. Get on my nerves sometimes, but she been there for me through this whole thing. She ain't get tired of me having parts everywhere throughout the house. Shout out to T-Bone and Blake for helping me with the basis of figuring out how to wire a switch to a freaking whatever you want to wire it to, because I was hella stupid when they was explaining it. Shout out to the whole 8-up riders, 8-up STL, you know what I'm saying? Bam. Oh, I thought I left the bike on. Anyway, hope y'all learned something from the video. What the hell is this? Oh, never mind. That didn't go anywhere. That's been there. Alright, hope y'all learned something from the video. Hope it was helpful. If you got any questions, you know, hit me up. Go to Kawasaki Ninja 300 forums. And just read everything. I've learned a hell of a lot just reading. Couldn't make it any simpler. Bullet connectors are your friends. Just make sure you use shrink wrap. Oh my gosh. Where is it? This one. This one came off. So I had to put it back on, retwist the wires and all that stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so I'm going to leave the fairings off because I got a Yoshi frames chassis protector kit coming. So no point in putting the fairings back on yet. I'm going to put the headlight back on, but I'm going to leave that off so I could do that. And then I might make a video on that too. You know, because I ain't seen no videos on that yet. So stay tuned. Again, appreciate y'all watching. Y'all take it easy. I'm out.